Ruby, what's your favorite super shoe? Good morning, YouTube. What's up, everybody? I hope you're safe and healthy and happy and doing okay. All right, story time. So back in April of 2021, I reviewed this shoe right here, the Asics Metaspeed Sky. I actually spoke very highly of it. I loved it, and I thought it was a real competitor to those other super shoes on the market. Then I took this shoe out to run the Blue Jean Mile in May. I put them in a backpack to bring them to Kate's neighborhood so that we could run that little 1 mile run. And when I got home, I put the backpack in some random place and I completely forgot about these shoes. So yes, during my entire marathon training cycle for Chicago, I had completely forgotten about these and never tried them out. And now I'm really kicking myself for that. When I was in Chicago, a lot of people were wearing the Metaspeed Sky, including Mike, who you guys know as Kofuzi, and he really likes this shoe too. So I was like, damn, I should have remembered I had that shoe and I should have tried it for my marathon training. But I didn't. So literally the first shoe I wore on my very first run after Chicago was this shoe here, the Metaspeed Sky. But as you guys might remember from my first run impressions video, link is right here. I said that this shoe just made it to true to size for me because the toe guard up here was kind of irritating my big toe, but I felt that perhaps a size up might make this shoe way too roomy and it just wouldn't work. Well, I reached out to Asics and I said, hey, like, would you guys mind sending me an 11? And they said, no problem. And here's the 11. And it's worked wonders. I just love this shoe and I kick myself for forgetting about it for so long and not trying it for Chicago because I have a feeling that I probably would have run in this. Not that I don't like the Bondi X, but I might have went with this instead. So today we're going to talk about why I like this shoe so much and why I think this could be a real marathon option for me next go around, and it's definitely going to be the very first shoe that I try out for those longer runs. This is not going to be your traditional video that I do with the specs and then we're talking about the upper, the midsole, the outsole, and everything that the shoe has. That's all in my first run impressions video of this shoe. So go check that out if you want some more technical aspects of the Metaspeed Sky. We're just going to chat about why I like this shoe so much and why I think you guys should try it out if you haven't already. So let's start with the run footage and then we'll get on with the video. Today, I do want to let you know this shoe was sent to me by Asics. However, they're not paying me to say anything in this video. They're not going to see it before you, and all of my opinions, I was just going to say all my videos are my own. Well, they are, but all of my opinions are also my own. So the first thing that I really like about the Metaspeed Sky is that it's lightweight and it feels lightweight on your foot. And that's not just talking about the upper, that's talking about everything here, the midsole, the outsole, and the upper, all of it combined. It manages to stay really cushioned for the midsole, but not be super heavy. And the upper is extremely breathable and lightweight and minimal, but yet it does feel a little bit more structured on your foot than some of the other super shoes that I have experienced. I've worn this shoe on several different training runs, from 5 miles to 7 miles. I did a turkey trot 5-miler in this shoe yesterday. It's gotten its fair share of variety, and I would say that there hasn't really been a time in any of those runs where I felt like this shoe was just weighing my foot down. When it comes to the upper, what I really like here is that it is lightweight, like I just said, and also that breathability. I mentioned this in my first run impressions video that yes, this is gonna be a bit cold in like the early miles of your runs if you're in like the winter or just a colder climate in general. But my feet did warm up to this, and I do like how they can maintain this breathability but have still a little bit of structure within this upper. Yeah, no, it's not going to be like the most stable upper in the entire world, but really no super shoe is. So I think for what this shoe is, they do a pretty good job of keeping a balance of things. I feel like I have a lot of room now in that toe box. Width-wise, I never had a problem. Now I have even more room, which actually feels pretty nice. My toe does not touch this toe guard, and it feels super comfortable. I mean, my foot feels awesome in this shoe. And yeah, so that's really what I like about the upper, and I also do appreciate how they have padding around the ankle collar. A lot of these super shoes I've noticed have like a really thin ankle collar type of thing going, and then inside, kind of like within the shoe, in the inside, they have the padding, and that can be fine if that doesn't irritate your Achilles or your ankle, but some people do have issues with that. Oh, and quick bonus thing that I like, both of these shoes are beautiful colorways. I mean, beautiful. I like this a little bit more, but this is, I mean, amazing. Really nice to look at. But the real star of the show, as always, and what really makes this my favorite super shoe is the midsole. As I've put more miles in the Metaspeed Sky, I have really started to realize that this shoe for me is the perfect balance between really soft super shoe foam and really firm super shoe foam. And when it's paired with that carbon plate, it just really propels you forward, but in a nice, subtle, not so jarring, harsh way. The ride of this shoe is smooth. You know, a lot of times with like Next Percents and certainly the Alpha Fly when I was trying that out, and I'm sure other super shoes that I'm not thinking of right now, the issue becomes for me is that I feel like I have to change my foot stride, or I need to kind of redirect the foam and the shoe from what it wants to do on its own. I feel like when I put the Metaspeed Sky on, it's asking me, what do you want to do? Let's do it, and let's do it your way. I'm not doing it the shoe's way. I think what works pretty well for me here is that there's a nice wide forefoot area, covers a lot of surface area on the ground, and it helps with my pronation, which is something I've noticed when looking at footage in this shoe. My pronation is still there, but it's not as bad as other super shoes. Right now, I think I could absolutely take this marathon distance. I wasn't so sure after my first run impressions, but in more time with the shoe, I do think this could be a marathon shoe for me. One thing though that I will say, and I know this is supposed to be like, what do I like about a shoe, but I have to throw one negative in there. This shoe is so effing loud and just slaps the pavement like it's just the slappiest thing that I've ever heard in my life, besides probably the Alpha Fly. So your competition is gonna hear you coming from a mile away. And I wasn't wearing headphones yesterday during this turkey trot, and I was kind of embarrassed because it was so loud. I felt like everyone was like, yeah. I mean, it's a small price to pay for really enjoying a shoe and thinking it works for you, so. To sum it up, I don't feel like I'm forcing myself into this shoe because it's a super shoe. I feel like it's working with me and for me. And that's really not something that I have experienced, especially as an overpronator, in a lot of different super shoes. I kind of feel like I'm working to fit into it and make it work for me, and I don't feel like I have to do that here. So the Metaspeed Sky is definitely at the top of my list for that reason alone. And lastly, the outsole. Won't spend too much time on this, but like I said earlier, the rubber is holding up just fine. Very tacky, grippy, durable. I'm not seeing really any signs of severe wear here, even on the foam area. It's not fraying too much. I mean, really, really slightly here, maybe. If I was gonna rate this shoe for like a full review right now, I'd definitely give it a 4.5 out of 5. I think it's awesome. I feel like it's kind of slept on. Although, like I said, in Chicago, I did see quite a few people with these on their feet. But it's definitely not a shoe to sleep on. And I'm really glad that I remembered that I had it finally and asked for the 11 because it's just been such a joy. And it makes me excited to wear a super shoe, which is not really a type of shoe that I generally reach for. So I can't really say enough good things about it. And I'm really hoping that when I do my next marathon training cycle, that it continues to feel as good as it does now, because this is #1 on the super shoe list at the moment. If you're interested in picking this shoe up now that you heard me gab away about it for, however long, Running Warehouse does have it on their website for $249.95. Yes, it's a little bit high on the price side. Most super shoes are. They're usually around like $200 to $250, $275 if you're the Alpha Fly, $275 if you're the Alpha Fly. But truly, I think it's worth it. If you just have not found a super shoe yet that works for you and you have not tried this shoe yet, might as well check it out. I'll put a link in the description of this video so you can click that and pick up your own pair. Keep in mind that is an affiliate link with Running Warehouse, but it doesn't mean much for you. It just helps out my channel so I can try these shoes and give you guys all of the intel that I have as to what I'm really, really loving in that moment, in hopes that maybe you will too. And I need to know in the comments down below what colorway you prefer. Well, that concludes my video of what my favorite super shoe currently is, the ASICS Metaspeed Sky. If you enjoyed this video, please like it down below and subscribe. And when you're done with all that, hit that notifications bell so you can find out every time I upload a new video. Wag once for this color. Wag once for this color. She wagged for this color. Color only. I have some more videos for you next week, but in the meantime, get out there, get on the grind, and don't forget to run like Heller. See you next time.